Hey YouTube, how you doing? Kevin here, coming back at you with another video. What you're looking at is a 19-inch rim with disc brake setup. This is going to be going on to my ke102 build. So this is off the RX 50 Yamaha. I've got the speedometer drive right here. Goes on the other side of it. The rim is in excellent condition, 19-inch. We're going to put off-road tires on it. As you can see, it's got street tires on it. Same exact wheel. The outer rim is the same as the ke100, but the spokes same thickness. Different hub. And that's where the speedometer drive goes, right on there. So that is going on the bike. And then what we're going to do is this is the fork setup from it. Now the fork setup is not going to work on the bike. I was hoping it was going to, but these have a 27 millimeter tube, and our bikes have a 30 millimeter, which is okay. We don't care. We're not going to use that anyway. Okay, forks are a little narrow and different. So what we are going to do is we are going to cut this top ear off and the bottom mount right here, going straight down, and that's going to be TIG welded to the shocks on the ke100, and then that'll be my caliper mount, which will work with this. So you'll be doing videos on showing you guys how I'm doing the how I'm setting it and all that type of stuff. So I get the caliper in the right proper space. There's a little bit of math to it. Nothing dramatic though. Very super excited about that. So that is going on the ke102 build. Now guys, I'm going to be blowing your mind with some stuff, guys, coming up, some videos. So the ke102 is going to have disc brakes. In fact, we're going to put the setup on my ke100 to try it out until the ke102 is built. So the ke100 is going to have disc brakes, and then if I like it on the ke100, it's going to I'm going to do another setup the same way. So easy enough to do. So guys, I want to do some mind-blowing stuff today on the channel, and I want to show you guys some of the stuff that I have discovered on other bikes and what we're going to do on ours. Alright, let me get you guys in the stand, get the stand set up so I can discuss and talk with you guys about some stuff that we got going on. Alright, get you guys right in the stand, blow you up. Alright, so what you're looking at for a motor in front of you is the RX50 engine. I got it online right now. I'm going to be selling it. It's just a carcass. Good motor. But we're not going to use this RX50 motor. We have another one we're going to use in storage. We'll not worry about that. So anyway, guys, I took some of the stuff off the bike that, because we have to strip the whole bike down. I wanted to show you guys a couple little things that are pretty cool. The Yamaha RX50 uses pretty much the same taillight. Now these taillight assemblies kind of all look the same, from Suzuki to Yamaha to Honda and Kawasaki, and that's because they're made by Stanley. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. If you guys look at the lenses, they're made by Stanley, so they kind of make the same light fixture, and they often work on other bikes. So keep that in mind when you're doing stuff like that, guys. Feel free to change your bike to make your bikes unique, you know. It's the gauge cluster right here, so if you want to run a tachometer, you can get them on this bike right here. And basically it's got one extra wire because it's got an oil level light, but other than that, it's got directional here, directional there for the right and left. Oh, dropping, guys, hold on one second, stand's collapsing. Alright, so you guys can modify your bikes with some of this stuff. Now, the mind-blowing part on this video is a lot of you guys with the Kawasaki ke100s, okay, have been looking for an outlet. You guys have been saying to me, Kevin, I want to put CDI on my bike. I can't find a CDI. All right, well, with a little bit of work, and I know a lot of you guys like it when I do all the homework for you, so I'm doing all the homework for you, and I'm going to continue to do all the homework for you. Does anybody know what this is? This is a Cdi module. Now, those Kawasaki, what do you call it there? Hold on one second. Oh, Okay, I got what I needed. All right. So, for you people who like to buy these cheap coils on eBay because they say they're high performance and they fit your ke100, but they don't fit your ke100 because these are 12 volt coils, or 6 to 12 volt coils, I should say, and they won't work on your bike. It's because you don't have a trigger style ignition. This bike has that. If you are running a factory 6 volt coil, you can still use your factory 6 volt coil because this does 6 to 12. This coil right here is the one with the CDI built into it. Okay, so basically this module is built into this coil. This will not work if you have a 96, a newer coil, so you're going to have to change it. Now, that's a lot of information. Okay, this bike had a regular standard coil with no module in it. You guys are probably saying to yourself by now, Kevin, where are you going with this video? This video seems to be all over the place. Well, let me elaborate, guys. This is the Kawasaki 4 mag coil, 4 mag magneto. Okay, the magneto from the Yamaha is also a 4 magnet. Now it looks fatter because these magnets right here are fatter than these ones. These are thinner, and because you see how the Yamaha one is a little bigger and the Kawasaki one is a little smaller. However, the inner diameter is the same. So these right here would work. You still don't know what I'm talking about. Ready for this, guys? This is the thing that you've all been waiting for. Look at that. Okay, so let me show you guys what this is. This coil right here is for your lights. And this is for your CDI, and your pickup is for your CDI. This is called a trigger style CDI ignition that uses an external module. Now, we're going to get into this, okay? This coil right here is for your lights only in your charging system. This is not an electric start bike. If you're running all your factory 6 volt stuff on your Kawasaki, you can use this one. But for you who want to upgrade to a 12 volt, you simply unbolt this coil. Watch my ke102 video. It's the 12 volt CDI one, video number 3, and then you'll get the part number for the coil that goes right here to make this a 12 volt system. Keep in mind, the CDI unit is separate from the charging. The only thing these ones share is this common ground right here, and that's it. So there's one other modification to this plate you're going to have to do, and I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to tell you guys where to drill the hole, because you can't use those timing marks. And this diameter on the outside is a hair bigger than the factory one, the factory Kawasaki. You can see exactly how close they are. You're only taking off a fraction of an inch. Basically, you're going to take the bevel off, really, and make it flat. So once you make it flat, on the end, you're going to take off about a 1/16 of an inch all the way around, and then that'll be the same. Which I'm going to do that modification this week to this plate, and we're going to dummy fit it onto a ke100 motor. So, what does this mean? Okay, this means that when you go onto eBay, you'll be able to buy one of those high-performance CDI modules. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what's the difference between a factory CDI module and a high-performance CDI module? Well, basically what it comes down to is with a factory CDI module, all the parameters on the motor runtime is set. So your RPM range is set. Your duration of spark is set. Your advance and retardation on the timing is set. Okay? With a high performance ignition system, okay, It basically takes in information about where the engine's timing is, how the engine's running, and changes the dynamics of it throughout the RPM range, giving you more horsepower and torque throughout your RPM range. How does it do that? Well, this plate right here can't change your timing. This is fixed. So, with a high performance module, it can change the degrees of timing digitally. It can make the spark last a little longer. It can make it shorter, like how long the spark is sparking for. So it does all those type of things. It also allows the bike to have a setting for when it starts up on a cold start. When you're kicking it at a lower RPM, it can juice up more spark, and then kind of playing off as it runs a little longer. Also, the RPM range is different. So say this right here was set to 1100 RPM, where you have a performance module, it can be set to 12 to 1300 RPM. So there's a lot of dynamics with changing your ignition system, and this is going to give you a lot of power on your bike, and it's going to open up a lot more opportunity for you guys to play around with your ignition system, dial them in, and get a performance system going. And this is for a factory. You're going to make this is for a Yamaha. You're just going to grind off a little bit of an end, change a couple of holes, and then boom, off you go. This kit's going to be fine for you. And they're readily available on eBay under the Yamaha RX50. I'm going to be doing the whole entire wiring with this. I'm going to be doing a series of videos once we get caught up. We have a lot of projects we're working on right now. So I'm going to be doing a whole series on modifying this ignition system from the Yamaha to fit your Kawasaki ke100, your KM100, your KD80, your KD100, your MC1, your G3, your H1s, your all those regular rotary valve two-strokers. So we're going to be doing this to fit all those through a charging system, the whole entire shooting match. We're going to nail that all down for you guys. So when you're done, at the end of the day, you're going to be able to build the same exact one. And as I did in video number 3 on the ke102, what do you call it, this 12-volt CDI build, at the end of that video, I gave you guys all the specifications, all the dimensions. Well, I'm going to be giving you guys a link to draw a template. I'm going to draw the template. I'm going to have it all timed out for you. And then we're going to do a, we're going to make it so you guys can print it off on yourself. And basically put that on there and boom, drill it, grind it, do all the stuff you have to do to fit your bike. The only problem with this system you're really going to have a hard time finding is the CDI, the flywheel. The CDI module, you're not going to care about this. You're not even going to buy this one. We're going to set you up with a with the information for the aftermarket one, the performance one, and that's the way I'm going to design these. So they're going to be designed to be used with a high performance CDI module, and this trick is going to help you guys out with your rotary valve engines, because the rotary valves, the valve timing is basically where you're at with the power. You're kind of limited with the way the jug is set up. You really can't, you can port it a little bit, but really you're not going to get more power. You're really going to get a lot of power through your ignition and your exhaust on this particular motor, and changing the cylinder head. So those are where we're going to go with this particular motor. Some people, they port the heck out of the engine, but you're really only going to get what you can fit through that intake. You know what I mean? You can port it until you're blue in the face. You can change the jets. You can pour fuel into this thing. But the design of the engine is really kind of poor. So we're going to take what we can. Like this engine had a great design. This one right here had a, I'll show you. This engine has, what do you call it, a regular intake going into it. And there's no reed valves in this one. It just, oh actually there is reed valves. Is there? No, there isn't. It just pours in the bottom. It must use the crank as the reed valve. Well, oh no, actually it uses the piston. The piston valve, sleeve style valve. But you can get more power with that if you put a, what do you call it, the reed valves. So, but we're not going to deal with that. we got a rotary valve, and that's the way we're going to go with them. So we're going to take what we can, run with it, duck with the punches, right? Duck and weave, duck and weave. So that's what we're building right there. We're going to get this plate, we're going to get this thing grounded down so we can put this into our, what do you call it there, ke100. And like I said, it's so close. It's not, let me look at the backs. The backs. This is the one I cut up for the original 12 volt system. But they are very, very close, as you can see. It will work. We just have to modify it to work. And that is what we do on this channel, guys. We modify. I like modifying. And Nip and Denso makes it easy to do that. Because it's all Nip and Denso stuff. Everything here is Nip and Denso. So, how can you go wrong with that, you know? So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This is going to be a shorter video. Let you guys know where I'm at with the what do you call it there? The KV75. So, KV75, we got the, we got one tire and then a tube. We have to put that on. That'll be a fun video. So, tire and tube. We have the, well, you saw all the new parts and pieces. So far we have coming right now, we have the headlight assembly, the pigtail that hooks up to these. We have the wiring harness coming. And we have a complete taillight assembly. It's not in perfect condition, but it's perfect for this bike. So we have the taillight, the wiring harness, and the headlight coming. And then for electrical, the only thing left after that is the right side handle there. And then this bike right here will be all ready to roll. Pretty excited about that. And then we're going to be doing a comparison video on some of the stuff that will work on your MB5. I'm sorry, your MB5. Why am I saying MB5? I'm tired, guys. I apologize. Your MT1 and your KV75. There's a lot of things that are really, really close that you could actually use on your bikes and get them rolling at least. So we got some of those videos coming up. What Kawasaki uses that would fit on this bike. It's not period. It's not correct. Not period correct, but it will work on the bike. So there is a lot of things like shocks and a headlight bucket that I can show you guys. So really, really cool stuff. I'm going to be doing a whole segment on that because Kawasaki does use a lot of the same stuff. You wouldn't believe what they use on the bikes. And when you put the KV75 or the MT1, the stuff is really, really expensive. But if you don't mind a little difference in things, then this will be perfect for you. So anyway, guys, I'm off. I just figured I'd do a quick video, show you guys where I'm at with the bike, show off the wheel and some of the stuff. Oh, here's the coil right here. I want to show you guys. Here's the factory coil for that bike. It's just a regular 6-volt coil. Nothing crazy. Even the lights are cool though. It has some pretty cool lights. Look at these lights. Pretty neat. Got a whole bunch of stuff on the bike. Throttle. Cool levers. There's some really cool stuff on that bike. But it's nice that we'll be able to get that bike up and going. The ke102 build with disc brakes. This is the way I wanted to take that bike. So this is going to be pretty cool. So we got, let's just recap real quick before I go. We have the Honda MB5 gauges. We're going to have the, everything's LED. We have the headlight modification using the Yamaha Virago headlight with a LED light and the Kawasaki ke100 pigtail. We're going to have the Yamaha RX50 wheel on Kawasaki shocks and a Yamaha RX50 caliper. So this is all really, really cool stuff, guys. So there's a lot of cool stuff. So we're going to cut that off. I'll do, I'm not going to do that on screen because it's just a tedious, long process, but I'll show you how I did it after the fact. And then we will have that welded onto the ke100 tube and go from there. So we have some avenues to go in, guys. Some avenues to go on. Pretty cool. So I will talk to you guys later. I'm out. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And we'll be doing some garage work soon.